I so move. Today I am introducing the Multi-Unit Developments Amendment Sinking Fund Bill 2018, and this bill is another part of a suite of measures that Fianna Fáil and I have brought forward to help those living in multi-unit developments. Specifically, this bill strengthens provisions for sinking funds in these developments. Government may or may not be aware, because that I've tried to tell them on numerous occasions, that over 500,000 people actually live in multi-unit developments. And sinking fund money is supposed to be put aside for essential maintenance, investment in the property such as fire safety and water infrastructure. Again, Government may be bothered to know that the Society of Chartered Surveyors Ireland survey found that the vast majority of apartment and multi-unit developments in Ireland have not set aside adequate funds for maintenance and refurbishment. And what my bill seeks to do is to simplify this situation and clarify what the funds should be used for. I have referred to this before as a ticking time bomb. I raised issues directly with Minister Murphy, who's just left, and Minister English on the 14th of November most recently, and they are of the view that this issue is not, and that the number of units that would be affected by this are quite low. I don't believe that, and actually we're trying to be constructive in this. What I will do with this bill is it will make 4 legislative changes to the Multi-Unit Developments Act 2011, which currently sets out the legal requirements for sinking funds. Most importantly, I believe that it will transfer the responsibility for the MUDs Act to the Department of Housing from Justice, and I believe that's where it should be. It makes setting up a sinking fund mandatory within 1 year rather than 3 years, and it makes the sinking fund a separate part of the annual financial statements. It does mandate an overall sinking fund report on future plans every 5 years, and that is crucially important. We have about 90% of developments now aren't providing for their sinking fund for future works that are required, and that doesn't even get into the situation whereby we have many developments like this that are defective, that insurers have walked away, that bondholders have walked away, and that's a whole entire other issue. But I think this will help to simplify the process. It does ensure clear responsibility for apartment blocks and multi-unit developments, prudent creation of a sinking fund, and timely information about its status. According to the Society of Chartered Surveyors in Ireland, and I thank them for the work that they've done in this, 3 out of 4 property managers say that less than 25% of apartment buildings and multi-unit developments have set aside adequate funds for such works. So this is a massive issue for our country. 200,000 homes, 500,000 people. In addition to this, almost 90% of managers say that their buildings under management have been forced to raise additional levies, and it's clear that we need to strengthen the law in this sector, because when these apartment blocks and multi-unit developments get older, they'll need more investment. Too often, this sector have been forgotten about, and as I mentioned earlier on, at Count Corla, there are over 500,000 people living in homes in multi-unit developments. And I firmly believe that government can do a lot more, and that's why this is the 3rd piece of legislation I've published in this area. It does form a number of measures, and one of them that I want to see as well, and I've published a bill, is an ombudsman for owner management companies. There are about 7,000 in this country, and that would assist directors of these companies who are lay people with legal advice and assistance, and at least give them somewhere to go, and that office should sit under the Office of the Property Services Regulatory Authority. Another bill which Fianna Fáil has published, as well, is to end and to take account for the fact and give recognition that people who are paying management fees for their principal private residence are also paying full local property tax. And we believe there should be a partial reduction in that for those who are fully paid in their management fees, to take into account the fact that they're paying fully for local services and also on management fees. And we have again published that piece of legislation that will give some reduction, a reduction of up to €300, maximum €300 in the local property tax to take into account. So I do hope, in the interest of cooperation and in being responsible, and in the interest of waking up to the fact that this is a major problem, that government will work with Fianna Fáil, and indeed that other parties will work, as we have done in the Housing Committee, to make sure that this Multi-Unit Developments Amendment Sinking Fund Bill 2018 is passed quickly through this House, because it will make a difference, and that will also make a difference, and it will also make a change from other legislation that's been published at first stage, and will go to second stage. And I know, Count Quarter, that you're working hard to ensure that bills do, and private members' bills such as this, do actually pass the House. So I'll conclude at that and formally move this bill.
Thank you, Deputy O'Brien.